If I were going to describe my 5-month journey as a brand new YouTube creator, what Disneyland ride do you think I would pick? Do you think it would be maybe the Teacups or Space Mountain or maybe Pirates of the Caribbean or something else entirely? Well, I'm going to share that with you today. Hi, I'm Jeanette, the North End Coach, and I am so glad that you have joined me here today. So about a month and a half ago, I shared a little bit about my YouTube journey to date and got a great reaction from you. And I'm not surprised because I know in the kind of topics that I've been covering on the channel that there has been interest in some of these topics that are things that we as Gen Xers are thinking about in terms of different ideas that we can pursue almost in that portfolio career sort of approach as we get closer to the retirement age. And so things like slow travel and tiny houses and other things that we have in that space have been interesting topics that I've put out there. And the YouTube journey itself is one because more and more Gen Xers are finding that this is a place that you can, kind of both scratch that creative itch, but also it's a place where there might be some, financial incentives. So I want to share with you, my experience as I've started this YouTube channel that is now, as I've said, 5 months old, and bring you updates as I go through this journey. In case that may be interesting to you, if you're thinking about starting a channel yourself, maybe you're in the midst of the journey already, or it's just an interesting topic. So I am so glad that you're here with me. And without further ado, I'm not going to save this to the very end. But if I were to think about my channel and my journey to date, not my channel perspective, but the actual journey that I've been on, if I were going to compare that to a ride at Disneyland, I would pick not Pirates, even though I do really enjoy the Pirates ride. It's certainly not been Space Mountain. Like, I haven't been on this high speed traveling in the dark, although sometimes it can feel mysterious, like you're in the dark, but it hasn't been a Space Mountain sort of a journey. And it certainly isn't that kind of dizzying teacup sort of a thing. Rather, it's much more of I'm going to use the word sedate. It's not sedate. It's been an exciting journey, but I just think that there's something about, drum roll please, the It's a Small World ride that feels most similar to what I've experienced so far on YouTube. I mean, it's a friendly atmosphere. I haven't had anything that's, terribly scary, other than just facing my own anxieties and, feelings of, just trepidation as I try new things on YouTube. Of course, there's a little bit of that, but it's generally been, a very happy journey to be going on. The ride itself, if you're not familiar with it, although I think many people are, is, you're riding in a boat. It's not fast paced at all. It's a very slow and steady ride through a bunch of different singing dolls dressed in different garb of different areas of the world. And I won't really dwell on the singing because once you get that It's a Small World song in your head, it's very hard to get out. So we'll just move right along. But that's been the overall sense of the journey to date. I have made some friends in the process in terms of subscribers. That experience has been slow and steady. It's been, moving along with several, new subscribers joining, if not every week, just overall I have new subscribers coming on every month, but it's not like that skyrocketing through the roof because I have a stellar video that thousands of people come to. Not that sort of an experience, but just moving along in the right direction. I just got the notice that I have uploaded 150 videos. Now, for me, what that amounts to is that I am uploading 2 times a week in the vertical form, or excuse me, in the horizontal format, so the long form video format. On Wednesdays and Sundays, I will upload a video in those formats. Typically, I'm recording something that's, 8, 10, 12 minutes or so. So it's, as long form content goes, it's not particularly long, but it is in the horizontal format. And then what I'm doing is I'm taking that same video footage that I use to create the longer form video, and I'm using my editing software, which is CapCut, C-A-P-C-U-T, and I'm using CapCut to give me suggestions for chopping that content into shorts. So they have a wonderful feature in the editing software that takes the horizontal format and turns it vertical, and then gives suggestions for, here's a segment that would be, 60 seconds or less, or maybe something in the just over a minute long segment, both of which are, because of a change that happened in the fall, those links of, 3 minutes or less for a shorts format, it has to be vertical format, in YouTube is classified as a short. So there's a little bit of space in terms of the timing. I find overall that it's better to be shorter on a short than longer on a short, if that makes sense. So that's what I have been posting. So I haven't been filming new video segments. I've just utilized the original form, the original video file that I have from videos that are in the horizontal format to create that. And then I just post that in between the, the Sunday and the Wednesday postings. And what I like about that is I think I'm reaching slightly different audiences with the shorts versus the long form. And in both places, I'm getting subscribers. There is some controversy out there about whether shorts help or hinder your views on your long form video. But so far my experience has been, and of course I'm a novice, so I don't know whether this is true or not, but my experience seems to be that it doesn't hurt me. So my views on video in general in November and December were lower than when I first started, but I attribute that to just the holiday period and, the different things going on at that point. So I don't think that's a direct reflection of shorts. So all of that has been working well. I don't know that I really reflected for you why I am on YouTube. And I think that's an important thing to consider as you might be considering coming onto YouTube. So for me, the very first reason that came up for me was I am an entrepreneur. I have a career coaching business. And as I build that business, I think having YouTube videos where I'm talking about career topics is a helpful device to, have people who might potentially be clients in the long term, allow them to get a sense of who I am and how I think about different topics before they even would have to interact with me at all. And I know, from feedback that I've received from people who ultimately are in that, do move into the client space, that this is a place where, they have appreciated getting to know me, and that has helped. So it's definitely working for the perspective of my, main reason for coming in. I've also had a kind of personal interest, like from a more of a hobby perspective for a long time. I like to watch other YouTube creators and what they bring. And, I know particularly pandemic period on forward, I looked at some of those creators and thought, gosh, I really like what they're doing. I'd love to try that myself. So there's kind of that personal side to it. And then I have to be transparent that as I got into this and was learning more from other creators about how to start a YouTube channel, then I was exposed to the concept of monetization. I hadn't heard about that originally. I guess I knew it was a concept out there, but I didn't know anything about it. So, monetization being when you meet certain criteria, which specifically is having over a 365-day period, 4,000 watch time hours coming from your horizontal form video and also having 1,000 subscribers, you are then invited into the YouTube AdSense program where some of the revenue from advertising is shared with you. So I think there's something about that, when I learned about it, like, oh, well, that could be interesting. I might want to do that too. Now, am I anywhere close to that? No, I am not close to monetization at this point. I have a ways to go on that journey, but I think it's a fun goal to be looking at. So definitely I have that in my sights. I would love to become monetized. And so as I head out on that journey, I certainly will continue to share with you details, but I'm nowhere near that particular goal at this point in time. So what about for you? Why might you be thinking about a YouTube channel of your own if you are? Um, if you are already on that journey, how's it going? I'd love to hear from you in comments about that. I'd love to have a conversation. In fact, the whole idea of building more community through comments is something that I really aspire to have, to do more of this year. And of course, that's a two-way street. I'd love your comments in there so that we can have that sense of community develop and really want to support all of the different places you may be in the not just the YouTube journey, but in the broader topics that I talk about on this channel. So, likely you're somewhere in the either baby boomer, Gen Xer, or somewhere mid-career and maybe interested in some of the career topics I talk about. I'd love to have more of a conversation with you there. So until the next video, I thank you for, coming today, and I look forward to when we get together again. And in the meantime, do take care. Talk soon.